just went live here. All right, Shalom. We want to first give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shah, Ba'asham, Rahafadash. All right, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. All right, and a sincere peace and blessings to the elect, all right, of the nation of Israel. All right, the men who coming out on the streets professing the names Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. All right, week in and week out, constantly enduring, man. All right, and the one thing that we're prophesying is the downfall. All right, the downfall of this kingdom, America. All right, because this is the wicked kingdom. You can start with Amos 9. No, because this kingdom is only set to rule for a certain time. Okay, every kingdom had its time. You had the ancient Egyptians. All right, you had the Babylonians. Okay, the Greeks, the Persians. All right. The Roman Empire, and now this is America, an extension of the Roman Empire, and it's going to fall, man. You know, thus saith the Lord, okay?
This is Amos chapter 9 and verse 8. It says, Behold, the eyes of the Lord God are upon the sinful kingdom, and I'll destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord.
Yeah, that's right, man. The eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom. Okay, the eyes of the Lord are the angels, okay? They give the report and the testimony of this wicked kingdom, okay? America. All right? And they report unto the Lord the deeds that are done, all right, within this land. Okay? And some of the deeds, just to name a few, all right, is what? You got pedophilia going on. That's being pushed in the mainstream media of late. Okay, of course, you have homosexuality, all right, necrophilia, which is sexual relations with the dead. You know, all these are ancient customs, which really go back to Satan worship, man. All right, and that's why the Lord, he's preparing a great destruction, all right, for this land. If you could get Jeremiah 51, you know, and we're gonna go into how the Lord is gonna take out this land, America, man. You go to the top, yeah.
This is Jeremiah chapter 51 and 1. It says, Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind.
And that destroying wind is talking about thermonuclear blast. All right? I know everyone has seen that that blast that was in Beirut, Lebanon, okay? That great destructive wind, that's something that's going to come to America 100-fold, man. Okay? A great destroying wind. Okay? And that's going to be from thermonuclear missiles, man.
It says, And I'll send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her, and shall empty her land, for in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow. Against him that lifted himself up and his bringadine. It says, And spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her hosts.
That's right, man. Okay, the Lord is ultimately mustering the hosts. He's the one that's gathering this nuclear arsenal together, all right, via all these other nations, all right, and they're going to be sent, okay, to utterly lay this land desolate, man. Okay? And this is the prophecy, and this is the issue of the Lord, man. So there's no turning back the ones that's bending these missiles, man. Okay? And the angels are the ones guiding this terrible destruction, okay?
It says, verse 4, Thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through in their streets. For Israel have not been forsaken, nor Judah his power of the Lord of hosts, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel.
That's right, man. So that's talking about the elect. You know, ultimately the Lord, he's not going to leave or forsake his anointed, man, his elect. All right. But for the rest of Israel, the 2/3, they're going to fall slain in the streets of America, man. All right. They're not going to be able to lift up in wickedness, you know. Because their appointed time is done. You know?
It says, flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense.
Yep. Yeah, and some examples of these different nations fleeing out of Babylon is what you got the Chinese issue right now, where they're taking up America's placing different sanctions on them, so they're basically forcing the Chinese regime to take measures. All right, so that's ultimately going to lead to these nations returning unto their own land. Okay, they're going to forsake the whore Babylon, man. Okay, because they've gotten the riches, you know, to the certain level, but now they're going to forsake this land, man.
Verse 7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
That's right. All these nations, man. You know, the whole table of nations, they've drunken of the wine of these Edomites, all right, of Babylon, the great whore, man. Okay? They've taken the democracy, all right? They've taken on the ideals of these false religions. Okay, so all these philosophies is contrary to the ways of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. So that's why these nations are greatly drunken and polluted. Okay.
It says Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed.
That's right. And this place is not going to be healed, man. If you get Revelation 18, where it says that the nations they basically they howl at her fault. Because these nations, they're not going to be able to have a remedy for Babylon the Great, man. Nothing for the economic turmoil that's going on, the infrastructure. Okay, nothing is going to be able to be a remedy for this place, man. Okay, and these nations are greatly mourn at the fall of America, man.
Revelation 18 and 8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire, for strong is Yahweh power who judgeth her. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her, when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for 1 hour is thy judgment come.
That's right, man. It's only going to take 1 hour, all right, for this great city to be burnt to ashes, man. All right, it's not going to be no foundation, no memorial left standing in this place, man. All right, and in the time that's going to precede this great destruction, you're going to have famine, great death and calamity in the streets. All right, and it's all going to lead up to the day those missiles touch down, man. Okay, and that's going to be game over, you know, for America. You know, and that's when the wicked is going to be subdued, man.
It's Isaiah 13 and 6. Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. They shall be afraid. Pains and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
That's right, man. And these people, their faces are going to be as flames. All right, when they see the missiles in the sky, all right, they also see the chariots of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. They're not going to know what to do. Great astonishment is going to take hold of them, okay? And that's going to be the day of great wrath and destruction, man. You know? And these are the days that we're seeing are closely approaching. You know, there's a great chariot sightings. It seems like week after week we're seeing multiple chariots, man. Okay, we're hearing rumors of wars. So this is the end game, man. These are the end days, all right? And we're not, it's no doubt about it, man. You know, there's no questioning how close and near the elect is to salvation, man.
Yeah, we're seeing things from a different perspective than the rest of the world. The rest of the world are looking at things like as this is just a phase. America's going to recuperate, all right, and then they're going to go back to their jobs. You know, they're going to have picnics again. You know, it's going to be all fine and dandy. Like America's going to go back to some form of normalcy. Now, America's on it's on its way out. You see, now America has been this place that the scripture said has so long lived deliciously. You know, and when it has lived deliciously, it has portrayed to the rest of the world that it would never go down. That America can't go down. Look, the so-called white man, Esau Edom, he got satellites, he got the best space stations, he got the best weaponry. You know, America's too big. The borders are on full control. They got submarines, they got battleships. You see, they got everything that man's heart can imagine to build up a society or a country or a nation that can never be taken down in their mind. That's how we know that the Heavenly Father has to intervene for this place to go down. Because essentially, if you just looked at it from face value, America wouldn't go down. It has to be a divine intervention for America to go down. And that's what's happening. The Most High is declaring things in the spirit. All right? The Most High is having things happen in the spirit to bring this place down. Because the first thing that happens when a society goes down, the morals decay. The spirit goes down. All right? That's why you have all kind of tension between the people. The scriptures tell you, a nation divided against itself shall not stand. So the Most High created this spiritual divide. Right? Now you have people that are siding with Trump. You got people that are siding with Biden. You got people that say to hell with the whole system itself. So America is a system or a nation or a city that's divided against itself. All right, go ahead.
It's Mark 3:24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand.
Yeah, the kingdom cannot stand. America is a kingdom. All right, there's no one that's sitting there on a throne calling themselves a kingdom. Nevertheless, this is a kingdom. This is basically the Roman Empire revised. And what happened during the time of the ancient Roman Empire? The pagan Roman Empire. It was overthrown by the publicans. It was overthrown by the commoners. You see? And in this time, we'll have the commoners overthrow it, but it's going to be spiritual. All right? To where a spirit is invoked of overthrowing or revolt. You see? You already have that spirit invoked in the society. The spirit of revolt, the spirit of decay. You see? You know?
This is Psalm 49:11. It says, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations.
Yeah, and people, and the founding fathers of America, the so-called founding fathers of America, their inward thought is that when they established the Constitution, when they signed the Bill of Rights, that this system would never fall. All right, but the scriptures tell you what? Promotion cometh not from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But the Most High bringeth up what? And tear down another. The Most High is in control. And the scriptures tell you that the Most High sits in the kingdom of men. The scriptures tell you that the Most High hand is on the heart of the king. He turned it, listed every way that he wants it to go. All right? America's on its way up out of here, man. Me and the priest was just talking about on the way here how very well October could be the next lockdown to really lock the people down. To where you really ain't going to be able to come out. Normalcy's fully going to go out the window and never come back. Right now, see, if you look here, you got traffic here, right? You got traffic up and down the street. The harbor is open. Look, remember 2-3 months ago, this hotel that we standing for, nobody was going in there. Remember, when we was here, they were boarding up the ATM machine. They were boarding up the windows. Now everything's back open again, right? But then we prophesied, we said that it's going to be what? Peace and safety, sudden destruction. Peace and safety, sudden destruction. That's going to happen. That's going to be the new wave. It's going to be high tide, low tide. High tide, that tide is going to get higher. It's going to drown more people. It's going to get lower. To where people that are in the low tide, they're going to think themselves to be in good decree. But the Most High is going to make things happen to where them people are going to get drowned themselves. All right?
It says, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names.
Yeah, the Most High didn't establish America. The Most High didn't establish Africa. The Most High didn't establish Asia. The Most High didn't establish Europe, Australia, Antarctica. The so-called white man, Esau, Edom did that. The Greeks. All right? The Spaniards. All right?
It says, nevertheless, man.
I'm sorry, the Edomites. Esau, Edom is the one, he's the fashion of this world. And the Most High is going to do away with the fashion.
It says, nevertheless, man being in honor abideth not. He is like the beast that perished.
Yeah, man being in honor abideth not. Meaning what? When a man exalts himself, all right, that's when the Most High takes him away. All right? Esau, Edom, believing in his mind that he's the last ruler. No one is ever going to come after him. You see? But that's not the case. The one in the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, so-called black man from the tribe of Judah, he's going to be the party crasher. Right. To ruin the plans of Esau, Edom. Right. All right?
It says, this their way is their folly, yet their posterity approve their sayings.
Yeah, their posterity approve their sayings, man. Meaning what? There's not going to be a continuation of them. You see? And their continuation is going to be to destruction.
Yeah, it's like it said, their inward thought is that their houses shall last forever. In their media, in their literature, they project that onto the people, man. And as a form of witchcraft, those people believe it, man. You know?
Yeah, man. If you watch the news, if you listen to the radio all day, every day, if you don't know no better, you'll believe that America's going to recuperate.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, they want people to believe in the science.
Yeah.
The scientists.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
that's why they were saying, we can diminish the curve. People wear their masks. People do this. People take the science. Yeah. They basically said, instead of gathering now, you should be able to gather before Christmas, Thanksgiving.
See, and that's what they play. Right. But and that's the play. That's the tune that they play. Yeah, if you do everything right, you'll be able to celebrate Christmas. You'll be able to celebrate things. That's why I said October. How you plan on trick-or-treating with COVID-19? And you know that whole season, October, November, people getting ready. Yep. Then you got Black Friday coming. You know, Thanksgiving, Black Friday. Then you got Christmas coming around. Then New Year's. How you got a ball drop Times Square with no vaccinations? Yeah. And this is what people long for. These people, they live for this. They plan this is a part of their life's agenda to participate in the holidays of America. See, and Esau Edom, he does things in a projectile fashion. He does things now because he knows that your mind and your heart is set on these things. So he plays on your emotions. And that's why you're going to buy into it so you can celebrate Christmas. So you can celebrate these wicked holidays.
Appease your wickedness.
Yeah, yup.
You know, because that's at the end of the day, that's all it's about, appeasing these people's mischievous, wicked imaginations, man.
Right.
You know, they'll do anything. They'll follow Dr. Fauci to hell, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know, just to appease that wickedness, their own imagination, their own heart's lust.
Yeah, exactly. That's right, man.
That's why a lot of people are going to take the microchip and just implement it. Why? Because you get benefits with it.
They don't know how to, and also too, they don't know how to tear away from their own heart's lust. That's a man's downfall. The scripture talks covetousness lust, the deeds of the flesh. The chip is going to assist to all the deeds of the flesh. Or you want to have sex again? Or you want to go see your woman? Or you want to go see your child's your children? You know? You want to make commerce? You want to buy into resources? Here's the solution. And everybody knows about it. I got a cousin he's a straight up nigga. He talking about, yeah, the chip. Oh, man. This nigga, he'll tell you straight up, I can barely read, but he know about the chip. You know? Yeah, right? Slide the camera in, Doc. Yeah. Help this brother out, Doc. Help this brother out. That's right, man. You see? And we out here, man, through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shem Shabbat, regardless of the circumstances. You know? The spirit had us, we hit this spot, so, when we get sheltered. You know? And that's what everybody's going to be looking for in the time to come. Although the next wind, the next rain that's going to come is going to be by doctrine. It's going to be by destruction. Yeah, get that. When the enemy shall come in like a flood. You know, and then also too, get Revelation 20, and let's go to the second verse, right? And then another brother hold Isaiah the 4th chapter, and start from the second to the third last verse. All right.
This is Isaiah 59, verse 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun.
Yeah, from the east to the west, go ahead.
When the enemy shall come in like a flood.
That's showing you that when them troopers come in, I did a video earlier on the other page, and Esau Edom took that joint down. Because I was getting on basically the nigga woman, when they lose, the scriptures talk about how they're going to lose those teats. They're going to lose those benefits. The scriptures talk about how Israel is going to be a dry wilderness. Thorns and briars are going to grow. Meaning what? There's not going to be any resources. Not going to be any, what's the word? Any fruit. Or any, what's another word I'm looking for?
Pleasantries.
Yeah, pleasantry, substance. You know, your Section 8, your EBT.
Yep.
You know, your child support.
Social safety nets.
Yeah, Social Security, you get your SSI. All that's going to go out the window.
Yep.
And it's going to be dry. You know? But then that's when people are going to come to the realization that you need a man. Okay? Not only are you going to need a man, you're going to need a man of the Lord. You're going to have even other men that's going to need men of the Lord to guide them. All right? So bring that out, Revelation 20. Because it said, when the enemy shall come in like a flood. Bring that out, Salakia.
It says, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him.
Right? The Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against them. That standard is going to be basically spiritual power. That spiritual power is going to be a guide. It's going to be a helm, a ward. All right? For the enemy to come in. And when you go into Isaiah, when he was talking about the women that rise ye up, women that are at ease, we're talking about what? The Assyrians coming. Now, the Assyrians were a vast kingdom that was known for torture and bringing torment to our people. When the martial law troops, the different Gurkha troops, the blue hats come in, they're going to be like those Assyrians of times past. All right? And the only way you're going to be able to defend yourself is by what? A man of the Lord. That standard that's going to be lifted up. Okay? Go ahead, bring it out.
20 verse 2.
I believe so. The tabernacle, the Most High's with men. 21. Water.
This is Revelation chapter 21 and verse 3. It says, and I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men.
Right?
And he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people. and the Most High himself shall be with them.
So it comes with the men and then the people. The men got to get right. So if you coming up under a woman and you going off, these new doctrines that people are spewing out their loins, out the side of their neck. So it's the tabernacle, meaning what? The house of the Lord, the tent of the Lord, the building of the Lord, starts with men, then the people. Read that again.
Revelation 21:3. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and the Most High himself shall be with them and be their power.
Right, starting with the men, and then the Most High is going to be with the people. The scripture said what? Ye are the flock of my pasture are men. Not Big Mama, all right? Not Aunt Susie, not Nana, not your auntie and them. All right? It starts off with the men of the Lord, man. The tabernacle, the house of David.
Yes,
the warriors of the society, the priests, the leaders of the society.
Yeah, Sonetta had on his platform kind of like a presentation with this guy. He's an Israelite, a young light-skinned dude, and this woman talking about why there's a lot of male chauvinism in Israel or whatever, man. But that's what the brother said. That's what the scripture say. The tabernacle of the Most High is with men, man. This stuff's gonna start with the men.
Bro, if you want to come up, you want dialogue, we deal as men. Excuse yourself.
I am, bro. I ain't say nothing, bro. I understand.
Right. So what I'm saying is, don't interrupt men when they talk.
I ain't interrupting you.
Bro, if you saying something, if I try to talk over you, how we gonna get something done?
All I said was who y'all is, bro.
We jump in, bro. Just jump in when the time is right. We can't talk while other brothers is talking. That's how we roll.
Alright, bro. Alright. I understand that, but
I know you sincere. I can tell in your spirit you ain't mean no harm. But I'm saying, the way we going to come to a dialogue and understanding, you got to talk when no one else is talking. See what I'm saying? It's just that simple.
Yeah, I got a quick
Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 5:1. It says, "Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of the Most High."
Right, that's all quick in English. And keep your mouth. God, watch what you say. This is the tabernacle of the Lord. Everything that we're bringing up here is spiritual, man. We're bringing out the words of the Heavenly Father and His Son. If you think that you can talk over that, you got the game fucked up. You're missing out. And we were just talking about what? The spirit of woman, man. Because that's the spirit of woman. Just talk while you talking. Just a bunch of confusion.
It says, "And be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of food."
Right, that's why the Most High, what He do? He created 2 ears, and He gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. Scripture tell you that in James. Right? Be ye hearers of the word. All right?
It says, "For they consider not that they do evil."
Right, you don't know that you're doing evil. You don't know that you're bringing a wicked sacrifice. You bring up the wrong name. Here it is. We got lamb on the table. We got goat on the table. You know, we got turtle doves on the table. We got bullocks on the table. Here it is. You come with this chitlins and, pig feet and ham hocks, crabs and lobster. You want to lay that on the table. That's why Jude, I believe, or Peter, if I'm not mistaken, one of the two, when you go into, he said, he likened our people unto Cain. Bringing a wrong damn sacrifice. Just messing up, stinking up the place. The Most High's not dealing with that, man. We dealing with order up here, man. All right?
It's Jude 11. Woe unto them, for they have gone in the way of Cain, and ran greedily after the error of Balaam.
Yeah.
For reward, and perished in the gainsaying of Korah.
Woo! They perished in the gainsay of Korah. Right? Because when the men of the Lord was speaking, that's what happened back during the time of Moses. Moses was out there representing, leading the people, showing them how to repent. Right? But then what Dathan and Korah do? They said no. They just skipped what Moses had to say. Right? I mean, we're going to talk over Moses. Moses ain't in authority. Moses was given the vision of the tabernacle, how it was supposed to be built, what you're supposed to sacrifice in it, who was supposed to be in the tabernacle, what was supposed to be in the tabernacle. But yet they came up and said, no, Moses, you going off.
It says Ezekiel 34 and 31. And yea, my flock of my pasture are men, and I am your power, saith Yahweh.
Right, and that's the point. The tabernacle of the Most High is with men. The flock of the pasture is with men. The Most High has men, particular men, significant men, great men, stand up against the society and the ideology behind it, which straight up represents confusion. The Most High is establishing order, man. All right? Now let's go to Isaiah, the 4th chapter.
Yeah, this is Isaiah 4, verse 5. It says, "And the Lord will create upon every dwelling place of Mount Zion and upon her assemblies a cloud and smoke by day, and the shining of a flaming fire by night. For upon all the glory shall be a defense, and there shall be a tabernacle for a shadow in the daytime from the heat."
He said what? It's going to be what?
It says, "And there shall be a tabernacle for a shadow in the daytime,
right,
from the heat."
From the heat? That heat? What's the heat that's coming? That thermonuclear destruction. That martial law. That's the heat that's coming. But the Most High is establishing a tabernacle to cover the people from the heat. And only the elect is going to be able to stand in that tabernacle. You've already built your tabernacle. I'm talking about our people, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You've already tried to build your tabernacle. That hasn't worked. Let the Most High do his thing, man. All right? Go ahead.
It says, "And for a place of refuge, and for a covert from storm and from rain."
Yeah, a covert from the storm, from the rain. You know what? Something to divert the flood, man. A lot of people are going to get rained on, man. A lot of people, the flood is going to hit a lot of people, of our people. But the Most High is building this great house to shelter you from the destruction that's to come. But you denied it. They trying to take away the strings, detach it from the floor. They trying to set it on fire. They trying to apply their own pieces to it. No, this house that's being built by the Heavenly Father is done with specific detail. All right? And we don't need your opinions. The blueprint is already set, man. The architect has laid the foundation already, man. We're just the builders. We're following the instructions. Anything outside of that is not welcome.
Now something real quick. This is Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20. "Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil."
That's right, man. And that's them trying to apply their own heart's desire into what the Most High has already established. You see? And the scripture say, "Woe unto you for that." Meaning what? Destruction. Death unto you for that. Okay? The Most High's not playing, man. Hey, our people have been so long and living in pleasure, living in your own mind, thinking that you can get away with whatever. Thinking that you can do whatever's outside of the scriptures. Well, I don't believe that. You can believe this, but I don't believe that. Like there's no consequences for what you believe in. You see? Because whatever you believe in, you're going to abide by that. You're going to make that the new lifestyle.
It's Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. "Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil."
That's right, man. The hearts of the sons of men are fully setting themselves to do evil, man. Why? Because you've been getting away with sin. You've been getting away with eating shrimp, eating lobster, eating crabs, eating pork. All right? Committing adultery. Letting your woman rule over you. All right? And here it is. You got this thing springing off in world star hip hop. You got this woman that ran over this man. Damn near put him to death. And she gets all kind of praise. In ancient times, she'd be put to death on a spot by another man, and there'll be no pity for her. Why? Because she's out of order, man. The Most High don't deal with confusion, man. And that's going to be established in the society, man. All right? America's going to be wiped off the face of the earth as a monument of what not to be. Or how to not to conduct a society. And then the kingdom of heaven is going to be established. That's the new Jerusalem. The righteous society being established on earth as it was opposed to from the beginning.
This is Amos 9 and 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen.
Yeah, see, there goes that tabernacle again. And what did David do? What did the tabernacle of David do back in ancient times? He put down all the enemies of our people and was able to set forth the Ark of the Covenant in the house of the Lord. Which the Ark of the Covenant represents what nowadays? Represents who nowadays, Mr. Say? What does it represent? Yahushua. Yahushua is doing what? Now the Ark of the Covenant is being placed into the tabernacle all over again. And who's the tabernacle as we broke down? The men of the Lord. That marriage is happening all over again. Why do you think David was dancing and leaping? Why do you think David was doing the James Brown and breakdancing like crazy legs all over the place when he got back the Ark of the Covenant from the Philistines? Why? Because that represents the glory of Israel. How is Joshua winning the wars? By carrying the Ark of the Covenant.
It says, in that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I'll raise up his ruins, and I'll build it as in the days of old.
Right, with that fierceness, man. All right? Scripture tell you at the tabernacle of David, David's top men. You was better off trying to steal cubs from a mother bear than to roll up on those men. All right? You had a better chance fighting a bear, a mother bear that was robbed of her cubs, than to roll up on David's men. That's what's being established, man. Real men. All right? That's what this society, that's what this world needs. Because that's almost extinct nowadays. If it wasn't for that number that the Heavenly Father set forth, there'd be no men left on earth. That's what this whole thing is about. This Will Smith shit. All of it. Take away masculinity. Pick your fucking nuts up. Society gotta go, man. And that's why the one in the world enemy called Jesus Christ is Yahushua Mashiach, a strong so-called black man gonna come from the heavens and take over this world. Masculinity is gonna rule. And you women that's out here putting shame to your men, the most I'm gonna try it over you. You want me like laid out like dogs in the street. Ain't nothing gonna stop this word, man. The cat is out the bag already. Esau Edom, you YouTube government gonna take down brothers' videos because this truth is coming out. You can't stop the truth. The truth was here before the earth was formed. Thus saith the Bible. Go ahead, Op.
Micah 7 verse 10. Then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power? Mine eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the street.
That's right, man. These women they got a rude awakening coming, man. Wait till Section 8 and all this benefits is gone, man. Wait till these corporations shut down. Wait till your corporate office job is gone. Wait till you can't get them weaves and them wigs and them fake ass eyelashes. Wait till you can't get tampons no more. Let's see how proud you women be then. Wait till that happens. Then what? A lot of y'all gonna be running a minute. And real men gonna be like, get the hell away from me. I never knew you. You never knew them? Alright? Watch when this society go down. Watch when this man goes down, man. You see Beirut? You see Lebanon, right? You see Afghanistan on a daily basis? Iran? All right? All these so-called third world countries, the women ain't running around being all masculine.
It's Isaiah 3 and 18. In that day, the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments.
Beautiful. Who's that talking about? It's talking about women, man. Scripture tell you that a woman ain't supposed to be bold, man. That's a shame. She's a shame to her father. A woman is supposed to be delicate, man. Soft. Gentle. All right? And the Most High is going to take away that bravery, man. Why? Because you're going to lose the cause. All right? You're going to lose your benefits. You're going to lose those teats. All right? You're going to lose all those government subsidies. 911 going to be a joke. Salaki, brother. 911 going to be a joke. That's what a lot of these women do. See? That's what a lot of these women do. They talk their shit. They get a man all roused up. He wound up putting his hands on her. And he caught. She can hit her. She can hit him. And he retaliate, defend himself, yoke her up. And then cops get called. Who get thrown into jail? And gotta sit. And then some Jake get locked up. And they even do nothing. They ain't a victim. Go ahead out.
It says in that day, the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet and their calves.
Yeah, your nice little ankle bracelets, your toe rings, your manis and your pennies. See? All that's about to be gone, man. Real soon. Yeah, live it up now. Go ahead.
It says in their round tires like the moon, the chains and the bracelets and the mufflers.
Right. All that jewelry. Or that fine, the scriptures say what? She that liveth with pleasure is dead while she liveth. Why? Because you're selling yourself an illusion. That's why Babylon is likened to the mother of harlots. It's a woman that lives deliciously. It's a woman that lives in pleasure. And the woman say, oh, I can do this. Women are like kids. They just do whatever they're fucking allowed to do. That's just the facts. And I'll prove it. If all men today, all men stood on their toes, all right, no, I'm not saying on their toes. If all men stood their ground and said, look, every man on earth said, look, I'm going to deal with multiple women. What will the woman be able to do? They will have to just deal with it. If that was the law passed in the books, they will have to deal with it. Just like this whole homosexual agenda. This whole transsexual agenda. Soon you know what's next? Pedophile agenda. And you will have to swallow that down. This devil really about to show his horns. All you can do is follow us on the books.
Yeah, they starting to say that it's the pedophile thing, they're born that way.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, man. That's the new agenda in place. That's the play. That's the agenda. Go ahead, Al.
Verse 24, and it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink.
Well, that's happening already. You know, you open up the cookie jar, right? And that shit smell like motherfucking the Patapsco. That's right. Smell like, what's the river over here? What's the joint over here? The Patapsco, I thought it was another one.
Oh, yeah.
The Potomac, that's the other one. The Potomac.
Yeah, 295.
Yeah.
We always think that.
Yeah, man. You ever go to Atlantic City, and on your way to Atlantic City, you get that bass smell? You getting that smell nowadays. Why? Because women, they got problems down there. And that's the scriptures is prophesying that. Majority of women, that's what happens.
It says, there shall be stink, and in the stead of a girdle, a rent, and in the stead of well-set hair, baldness.
Oh, you see that now? You see that now? But these things are curses. Why? Because you weren't obedient to your men.
It says, in the stead of a stomacher, a girdle of sackcloth, and a burning, and instead of beauty, thy men shall fall by the sword, and not mighty in the war.
Yeah, because you're going to have a lot of sick niggas looking to save these women, man. Then in an hour of martial law. Right? That's a females. That's a female. But another nigga, like I said earlier, you had that video with the nigga woman ran this nigga over. Why y'all ain't jump out and say, yo, that's a king right there. That's a king. That's a black king. Why you do that to that black king? Instead, what you have? Mockery. Oh, see, when a woman is fed up. See, that's what I'm talking about. When we tired of that shit. That shit's egged on. When a man gets shot down in the street, right, by a cop, then you want to march. You want to hold up picket signs. You want to do all this shit. And when a so-called black woman damn near kill a black man, there's no outcry. That shit is chanting on. And none of these stupid-ass activists, so-called activists, speak up against it. My son, these niggas. Who are some of these other so-called activists that are out here? You got T.I., Bozo, all these dudes, man. Is advocating for demasculinity, man.
It says, and her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground.
Yeah, she being desolate shall sit upon the ground, man. So no more that, you know, your $300,000, $500,000 house. No more your 401k. You know, your government jobs. You know, especially in this area. You know, working on a military base. You know,
full of stilettos.
Yeah,
you know, Gucci bags,
the red bottoms,
all of that, man.
Balenciaga, ugly ass sneakers, the fucking boats. Shit's ugly. I don't care how much they cost. Oh yeah, you got male up boots now. Ain't nobody calling this shit out. Bugged out, man. Niggas be wearing lime green, pink. That's just gone, man.
Therefore, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man.
And that's how it's gonna go down. All right, the roles are gonna get back properly to how it was in the first place. The scriptures tell you 7 women shall cleave unto one man. And these ain't no ordinary men. The scriptures tell you in the book of Jeremiah, say, get ye unto the great men. Right? That's who the men that's going to be cleaved unto. 7 women. The great men, the men of the Lord, the men of wisdom. That hiding place. The gold. Go to that, Isaiah 13th chapter. Alright? Why does the scriptures compare a man to find gold? Why? Because you have gold, you can get by. You have an exemption. You got what?
Money is a defense.
Yeah, money is a defense, that's right.
This is Isaiah chapter 13 and 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir.
That's right, man. Which is the most precious gold on earth. A man in the near days is going to be likened unto more precious than the most fine gold on earth. Thus saith the Bible. Thus saith the Holy Scriptures, man.
It says, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel, only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach.
Yeah, to take away our reproach. Why? Because you're going to have those different military officials out here that don't know English, that's not going to look to spare you. They ain't going to care about your picket sign fence. Right? And the only way you're going to be able to not get massacred on in the street is by you being with a man of the Lord.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, those troops that the brothers talking about, they're going to take people out of their houses, okay, more likely 4 o'clock in the morning, and put you in a detention camp run by the United Nations, man.
Yeah, FEMA.
And they got 400-page document that has it all laid out, you know. Without
they see your beloved Barack Hussein Obama.
Like the scripture say, it will feed you things offered to idols, man. In the concentration camps, they're going to use psychological warfare on you. Okay, they're gonna be running experiments on you. All right, if you got some type of disease, they're gonna isolate you. Okay, they're gonna torture you. Oh, all right, so it's all written in those documents, man.
Check this out. So then be that you mentioned that. That's the spirit. Right? Look at this shit. So I'm doing, I was looking through Instacart, right? And they gave me a bunch of questions that I had to fill out. Now, it says what? If you have had any one or more of these symptoms today or within the past 24 hours, which is new or not explained by any other reason, this is it. If you had a fever, at least 100 degrees. If you had a cough, shortness of breath, or difficulty breathing, you could be running up the damn steps. But it says, I'll give it the benefit without any other reason. Fatigue, muscle or body aches, a headache. So if you get a random headache, or you might have COVID-19. Right? New loss of taste or smell, sore throat, congestion or runny nose. Mind you, they're spraying chemtrails in the air. The food is fugazi. You can get any one of these things and not able to finger point where it came from. But they say, oh, that must be COVID-19. Right? It says what? Congestion or runny nose, nausea or vomiting, or diarrhea. Again, going back to the food. Diarrhea comes from dehydration. You don't drink enough water, you're drinking liquor all the time, and you eating crackhead chicken, you can get diarrhea. But our people, nobody's educated enough on the body or anatomy to understand that. So when they ask you, oh, you got diarrhea, but then where did that come from? Oh, you must got COVID-19. Quarantine. Oh, this person needs a vaccine. That's how they moving on you. So what the Quran said is right. They doing whatever just to implement this new world order, which is inevitable. And now everybody's a master on me. This is going to happen. The government want to do this. The government. Hey, last year around this time, we were talking about these things. We get frowned upon. But now it's in your face and you can't do nothing about it. Hey, it's prophecy. It's going to happen anyway. You know?
It's Isaiah 32:2. And a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land.
Yeah, meaning what? A person that's in dire straits, catching hell, basically, in need. A man in that day is going to be a satisfaction. A man of the Lord in that day, I should say, excuse me. He said what? As rain in a dry place. Meaning what? You need water to drink, you're in the middle of the desert, you see a cup of water, you're like, oh my God, you damn near want to worship. And that's what the scriptures is like in the men of the Lord in that time. Why? And also too, you have the famine of the word. You're gonna have individuals, right? Okay? Looking for answers. The scripture say what? Where's the scribe? Where's the disputer of this world? Meaning what? Your scientist, the school teacher, the principal, the board of education. All right? Dr. Fauci. And Dr. Fauci gonna be on a warning list in the streets.
Well, they already, he had to hire private security because he's getting threats on his life.
That's prophecy. He's a disputer of this world.
A lot of the scientists and what is it called? The top medical experts, whether it be in these different states, heads of the health departments, they getting death threats. A lot of them retiring early, because they can't take the pressure.
Hey, your brother moved to Atlanta, I heard.
Oh yeah, Georgia.
Georgia.
Yeah.
Which he's a doctor. They ain't telling nobody. I already just took flight. I'm out. He's working in a hospital in New York City. Long Island, if I'm not mistaken. Where that's the epicenter of the COVID-19. He just got up and left. I'm out. He live in Georgia. They ain't telling nobody. Why? Everything in the dark is going to come to light, my friend. Ain't nothing you're going to be able to hide. The man lived in New York every borough his whole life. Pride himself in that too. He up out of there now. And not to mention, that's his CDC is down there. So who the hell knows what's going on, man?
The woman probably put the bug in his ear to like get out of there.
Yeah, man.
This is 2 Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein.
And you ain't gonna be able to hide, slack it, brother. You ain't gonna be able to hide from the judgment of the Lord, man. Nowhere to hide to, baby. You know? Nowhere to run to, baby. The judgment of the Lord, the scripture says what? From the rising of the sun, even unto the west. That's talking about from Beijing all the way to goddamn Southern California. Hawaii, Alaska. The judgment of the Lord is like scripture said, the besom, right? The besom of destruction. It's like a broom's gonna come through the whole earth. And even the ones that do hide, the scripture tell you in Isaiah the 13th chapter, right? Though they dig into hell, though they climb up to heaven, the Lord is gonna seek them up. All right?
This is Revelations 3, verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world,
Yep.
to try them that dwell upon the earth.
There you go. Speak on it.
Yeah, so you can't run, whether you live in New York, Georgia, California, Alaska, you're going to have to receive that, you got to go through that temptation, because it has to come upon all the world. You know, even we're going to be tempted, you know, but we're going to be exempt because what? We're doing this work. You know, we're putting our hands to the plow and pushing.
Yeah, and we ain't taking it off. Through the spirit and power, Yahweh Shemel Shad for it.
Yep.
Real quick, this is Ecclesiastes 18, verse 20. It says, before judgment, examine thyself, and in the day of visitation, thou shalt find mercy. Humble thyself before thou be sick.
Yeah.
And in the time of sins, show repentance. Let nothing hinder thee to pay thy vows in due time, and defer not until death to be justified.
And I've been mentioning how a man's going to be a hiding place, right? And the scripture said what? Examine thyself, humble thyself before you become what? Sick. Now, the people that humble themselves, even though they might have individuals that do get sick, but guess what? You're going to have men with the spirit of healing to able to heal the sick. You see? You're going to have all these, there's a reason why the Most High is allowing these different doctors to run and hide and put them to flight, all right? Because of the judgment, right? But then who's going to rise to the occasion? The men of the Lord. And that's just like how they killed Dr. Sabi, and they killed Nipsey Hussle, they killed all these physicians, right? Why? So they can implement these things, so they can put all these people away to show forth that they're God and no one can be healed on the diseases. You're going to have a rude eruption by way of the men of the Lord. And they're going to look to do what? They're going to look to put those men to death. But you ain't going to be able to do it. Some of you are, but not all.
It says,
I believe in a lot of individuals that are going to get put to death. There's going to be individuals that half-ass.
Say you're going to start at the house of the sanctuary.
Yeah, man.
it says 23. It says, before thou prayest, prepare thyself, and be not as one that tempteth the Lord. 24. It says, think upon the wrath that shall be at the end.
Meaning, you know what that means? You got to prepare yourself on what you're going to pray for and what you're going to pray about. Because you got to be careful what you ask for. You see? The Most High grant. That's why I should say, read that again.
Yeah, it says, before thou prayest, prepare thyself.
Yeah, prepare yourself. Meaning what? You got to prepare your mind on what you really need. And Yahweh Shai expounded on that. He said, what? Don't even pray for what you need, right? Because your Father in heaven knows what you need before you even do.
It says, and be not as one that tempteth the Lord. Think upon the wrath that shall be at the end, and the time of vengeance.
Yeah, think about the wrath that should be at the end. And the scriptures tell you that. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. But the simple passeth on and is taken away.
Punished. Simple passeth on.
And are punished. See?
Yeah. It says, in the time of vengeance, when he shall turn away his face. When thou hast enough, remember the time of hunger. And when thou art rich, think upon poverty and need. From the morning until the evening, the time is changed.
That's why through the Spirit, we bring out those points of what? Peace and safety, sudden destruction. Peace and safety, sudden destruction. See, if you get caught up in the folly of this world, and the joy of this world, and the pleasures of this world, then you'll fall by the wayside. Hey, that's what happened to the woman at the seed. They got choked. But how do you choke? Because what? The thorns represent the cares of the world, the pleasure. If you keep the seed on firm ground, you keep watering the seed by reminding yourself of the scriptures.
It says from the morning until the evening, the time is changed, and all things are soon done before the Lord. A wise man will fear in everything, and in the day of sinning, he will beware of offense.
Hey, that's why you got to keep the prayers up, man. You know? You're seeing all these things happen. The judgment of the Lord is coming. We're living in the time of judgment. These angels are being loosed. Like it talked about what? Job was that 5th chapter? Right? And then it also talks about that in the book of Revelation. What? You got the different horses. You got the pale horse, the black horse, the red horse. These horses are galloping. So in the midst of that, you got to keep your prayers up.
It says, but a fool will not observe time.
Yeah, man. He ain't on his watch.
Yep.
See?
Matthew chapter 13 and 22. He also that received seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful.
Right, because the scripture says, in that day, victuals shall be so good cheap. So it's a catch-22. Yeah, you're able to get riches. Yeah, you're able to get money. But those are the things that's trying to tear you away from growing in the truth. Scripture tell you, riches blind the heart of the wise. Right? So you're supposed to keep the main thing the main thing.
This is Hosea, the 6th chapter, verse 1. It says, come and let us return unto the Lord, for he hath torn, and he will heal us. He hath smitten, and he will bind us up. After 2 days will he revive us, and the 3rd day he will raise us up, and we shall live in his sight. You know, speaking of the kingdom, man. You know, because that's the time that's to come, man. And that's what we're pushing forward towards. You know, when the Lord sends forth his angels with healing, okay? And Yahweh Shai is the angel that's going to heal, you know, the elect, man. He's going to rise up with healing in his wings, man. You know?
Proverbs 11 and 4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. That's why the riches of this world, you can't get entangled with it because it's not going to profit you. It has a short season of profit. But righteousness, which is faith, that's what's going to be really profitable. It's going to protect you. And when all hell's breaking loose, it's going to lead unto a kingdom. You're really going to reap in the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom will come.
Bring it out.
This is 2 Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth not. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
Hey, well, in New York, what they doing? They got checkpoints at the main entry points where you have to, if you're coming from out of state, you're required for quarantine. And what? If you don't comply with the mandates of the city, they can fine you up to $14,000, man. All right? But it's going to come a time, all right, where you ain't going to be able to access the city. You ain't going to be able to leave the city, man. You're going to be stuck, man. You know? It's going to get real out here, man. And just as this COVID-19 thing took off, that's how suddenly these things come, man. All right? When the Passover started, during the time of the Passover, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, that's when all this chaos started, man. You know? And these things that we're talking about, they're going to come upon people suddenly, man. You know? Somebody give me second Ezra 8:50 real quick. You know? Yeah. You know? These things are just springing up, you know? Just like that blast in Beirut. It's a fire. Next thing you know, it's a big explosion. All right, it's a transition of the city, man. You know?
2 Ezra 8, verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world.
Yeah, you got these great miseries. What is a misery unto these people? One example, people getting evicted from their houses. All right, that's a misery unto these people. You got people that have been paying their bills forever, and all of a sudden, now you have a government shutdown, okay? And now they lose their job, okay? And now they can't pay their bills, so they're losing their house. They're being dislocated, stressed out, all the things, the stress that comes. But you got to remember, because they walked in great pride. These are some of the same people that have been walking up and down, hell with these people. You know, people walk past, they got their opinion in their mind or whatever. Hey, the Lord hears that, man.
Yeah.
You know? So now, in the time of judgment, okay, with these different miseries, these different things are taking place on these people, and they don't know how to deal with it. Which leads to more misery, man.
This is Isaiah chapter 42, verse 8. I am Yahweh, that is my name. My glory will I not give to another, neither my praise to graven images. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. And when you look at that word spring forth, it's tazamah, which means to sprout. Just like when you plant a seed, right? You put it in the garden. You know, every day you might come look at it, and nothing grew. Then one day you come and boom, it's up there. So the things that are happening by the hand of the Lord, they spring forth. You know? There's really no, the warning is there, but essentially it's going to happen suddenly, like you say, sudden destruction.
Up to the point, you know, just like 9/11, man. That was a Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Probably like a Tuesday.
Yep.
It was a nice day.
Regular day.
Nice regular day, like all the other days, you know. But now 9 o'clock come, first building get hit by the plane. 10 o'clock, second building get hit. All right. Then a couple hours ago, the buildings collapsed.
Pentagon got hit.
The Pentagon got hit. Shit was never the same no more. That's how the destruction is gonna come, man. That we were speaking of.
And then the next couple days, life wasn't the same.
Yeah. Yep.
There was a change. There was a change of course of life.
Yep.
People weren't saying things. You know, people were walking on eggshells.
Yep.
People were more timid. The spirit that go out. We were in America was in the spirit of war.
Yep. And that was a sudden change of events that took place, man. And that's how these things are taking place, man.
There's a reason why the scriptures say, "Be not afraid of sudden fear." Why? Because that's how the Most High operates. When things happen, He does it suddenly.
This is Luke 21 and 30, 29. And he spake to them a parable. Behold, the fig tree and all the trees, when they shall now shoot forth, you see and know of your own selves that summer is now nigh at hand. So likewise ye, when you see these things come to pass, know ye that the kingdom of the Most High is nigh at hand.
Nah, I mean, it's close. And that's why we out here to warn the people that the time that we're living in is short. This age, this empire of America is just about done. It's circling the tree. You know?
CCTV. Hey, the Most High is beautiful. Yahweh Shah is beautiful. Because he gave these indicators for us to look for, these key indicators, these precepts, right? You know? Certain signs to look for, you know? So that we know that we're not in the dark, man. You know? We're not in the dark of these things, man. But the people, it's you know, it's astonishing. Words can't explain it. But the mass of these people, they're blind, man. You know?
Verse 34. And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life.
Yeah, drunkenness. What's that drunkenness? That's that Babylon juice. They're drunken, but not with wine. Staggering, but not with strong drink. That's that drunkenness. That's why the scriptures, Paul said what? Be ye sober. You know? You're supposed to be having your eyes on the prize. You're supposed to have a focus. You're supposed to be balanced, being temperate in all things, like the scriptures say.
It says, and so that day come upon you unawares, for as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth.
Yeah, because this thing is going to be like as a trap, you know? It's like the scripture say, as a snare shall come upon the whole earth, man. The whole earth is going to be entangled in this death trap, this desolation that's about to come. And them angels, they're going to get busy, man. And they're not going to stop. Okay? Until Yahweh Shah give them the command, man.
Hey, that's what I should say. 1 Thessalonians 5 and what was that? 3? Yeah, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman. When you go into that word sudden, right? It's epidemios, meaning unexpected, unforeseen, unawares. From a compound, right? It says what? Unexpected, i.e. suddenly, sudden, unaware, man. Well, you hit with the no look.
Yep.
You know? Because you thinking that this devil, that's why the scriptures tell you, it says what? The mouth, what was it? The mouth is smoother than butter. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter. But what was in his heart? You're just marinating in the butter. You know? You're just soaking in the oil, rubbing that oil in. Ooh, this sounds good. This feels good. Not knowing that that oil is contaminated. It's gonna have you break out into hives, man. You know? You're gonna have an allergic reaction to that. You're gonna wake up and you're just gonna be in misery, man.
Second Ezra 8 verse 50. For many great misery shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride.
Yeah, they walked in great pride, okay? You know, boastful. YouTube is just like, hey, YouTube is just like a crystal ball, man, you know?
Yeah.
You know? It's, you see all types of wickedness, man.
Yeah.
Anything, anybody that YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, you know?
The heart of men.
I mean, people were just careless. Women, she'd just say, look, I got a man, I slept with another man. Oh, this one chick said, look, she trying to sleep with the whole team, man. You know, she was mad because she couldn't get one of them. She got two of them.
I think it was Elder Yashawama Salakia. I think the broad was out like Belgium or something like that. And she had like a long dress on, and she was paying people. No, she was getting paid to get fingered.
Yeah. I
Seen that shit, right?
Yep.
She just had like a long dress on with a hole in it, and then people just rolling up and just fingering her and paying her.
Yep.
But that's on YouTube.
Nobody counted to leave, man.
Yeah, you gonna make a bomb. You know how to manufacture a gun. You know?
Hey, and YouTube people that got reviewed them video, they all fucked up, man.
Yeah, they going crazy. Especially ones that review our videos. They are going crazy.
Yeah. They say manic depression.
They ain't sleeping right. Remember, that's it. What's that, 39? Ciroc? What's that?
Yeah.
It's
40.
dreams.
I think it's
48.
41, yep.
Yo, now it's further down. Yo, oh, damn.
I think it's
Let me see your pocketbook. Slap. Now it's down further. Let me see. Got it?
Okay, bring Terrell.
Yeah, go ahead, bring it out. Slap, you brother.
It says, Sirach 40:6. A little or nothing is his rest, and
Go
afterward.
higher, bro. Go higher. Sorry, slap you. Kahan was correct. Go ahead.
It says, great travail is created for every man, and heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam, from the day that they go out of their mother's womb to the day that they return to the mother of all things. Their imagination of things to come and the day of death trouble their thoughts and cause fear of heart.
That's all we talk about. We talk about the downfall and destruction of America. And you start to hear it so much, you like, damn, maybe these dudes is right.
Yeah. You got people that, am I going to get COVID? What I got to wash my hands? You got people walking up and down the street.
Yeah.
Latex gloves on, full face, you know?
That's tormenting the mind.
Yep. Yeah.
They got high blood pressure. They
Yeah.
don't break the case, so they think they're going to die if they get COVID.
Yeah, the men they taking having them bug out. You know, the woman giving them a hard time. You know?
It says, verse 3, from him that sitteth on the throne of glory unto him that is humbled in earth and ashes, from him that weareth purple in a crown unto him that is clothed with a linen frock.
Yeah, Donald Trump is not exempt. The Rothschilds, the elites, they're not exempt, okay, from the torment of the mind at night. You know? They're not exempt.
Verse 5, wrath and envy, trouble and unquietness, fear of death and anger and strife, and in the time of rest upon his bed, his night sleep do change his knowledge.
Go ahead.
A little or
When you go
nothing.
to think about it, the scriptures tell you what. In several occasions, it talk about how what before the morning they practice it. They go to bed.
Micah 2.
Micah 2, they talk about what? Because when you go to bed at night, what are you doing? You pondering on your day. What did I do? How did I do it? What should I do the next day? You know. So these people, they sitting there constantly watching our videos, and all they like, yo, now nothing. I've been cutting so many lawns. I go to bed and I'm just like, I can just see lawns getting cut. You know. Trimming grass and shit, man, like, you know? So when people, this is their job, it's their occupation to watch our videos, in their mind, they're like, oh my God, all they can do is think all these scriptures in their head. You know? They thinking of nuclear bombs, you know? Just imagine, you know, the individuals that gotta watch, brothers like Karak Saba or brothers that actually bring a visual. You know? They seeing that all day, every day. This truth is a torment to society. That's why they're going to bring us to the gates of the nobles. To try to stop the torment. Because this truth is a thorn in the side of this establishment. A thorn in this empire. Just like Moses was in the children of Israel, right? He said, look, we got to rule them with rigor. Right? Remember the Romans? Who was that? We looked up yesterday. Caesar, Augustus. Claudius Caesar. Why? He said, look, man, they growing too much in number. That was a thorn in the Roman Empire. See?
Gotta stop the misery like
Yeah,
that.
they got it's misery unto them.
People are listening to them.
Yeah, man.
We can't have people listening to them. You know? Because that's that adversarial way of knowledge, way of thinking, man, towards the elites.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and it conjure up a thought that's adverse to their agenda.
Yeah.
Got people considering now. And that's Israel's problem. Israel's problem from the beginning. Isaiah 1, right? What did he say? You do not consider. We're actually making our people consider. And that's how you begin a flame. You get the twigs, right? You get the dry, you know, you put it together, you light it, and you give it oxygen. You know? And they're mad that we actually got the twigs and we're actually preparing a fire.
what is that? Isaiah 55 and 11, man. Get that, you know? Because this is above us, man, you know?
Yeah.
You know, like the scripture say, the spirit goeth where it listeth, you know?
Yeah.
This is Isaiah 55, verse 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please.
Yeah, so this word is accomplishing what the Heavenly Father please, man. All right, if this word is to go out and reach somebody that the Most High wants to torment their mind, that's what it's going to do, man. You know?
Ain't no pills, no remedy, no physical therapy, no psychiatric evaluation. None of that can help. Come on, bro, bring it out. Keep going. Isaiah 55:11.
And it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it.
It shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. You know? So it's the Lord. He used us to bring these precepts out to accomplish what He wants to accomplish, man. The Lord is in the heavens, man. You know? And these things were already determined, preordained, all right, before the beginning of the world, man.
Hey, the word for accomplished there is Aisha, which means done.
Yeah.
You know? So whatever the Most High set forth is as He said it, it's gonna get done. See?
It's Isaiah 46 and 9. Remember the former things of old, for I am the Most High, and there is none else. I am Yahweh, and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I'll do all my pleasure.
The Lord's counsel is going to say He's going to do all His pleasure, man. You know? That's why these things, they're going to take place, man. And it's not going to be no light thing, man. Okay? The destruction of this place is not going to be like, this thing is going to be epic, man. Alright? We're coming into a time of trouble such as never since there was a nation, man. You got all of these people in these cars, you know, all of these people, man, and it's going to be a mass death, man. A cocktail of death, man. You know? It's going to be bad, man. But Lord's will, the Lord be with us, man. Yahweh Shimon Shah is going to be with His elect, man. You know? And to witness and tell about these things, you just think about those soldiers that fight over in those wars. They go through battles, and they go through time, you know, tribulated times and stuff like that, and they survive, document it, and tell about it. Well, that's the elect, man. You know? The elect is going to be able to tell how the people were. They lived in folly. You know, they homosexuals. They did all types of wickedness until the Lord brought His destruction, His judgment upon the place. And how those same people were in tears, okay, crying when the hell came, man. You know? And brothers are going to bear full witness how Esau, Edom tried to deter the men of the Lord from their faith, or how the Lord delivered them. People are going to want these stories, man. You know? And that's what's going to make the elect great, man. You know? Because our grandchildren, they're going to want to hear these stories. Tell us about this, that, granddad, you know? Abba, you know? Tell us about that, you know?
Kabod Abba,
you know?
Yo, yeah, well, because what? We the witnesses.
Yup.
We the star witnesses in the world.
To live in a so-called great kingdom, you know? To see it fall and the witness to live to tell about it, man. It is, you know, brothers be out prophesying the downfall of America, dealing with our people, coming up against us for what we're speaking according to the Bible, and it's true. All of a sudden, destruction comes on what we were telling them, and now all of a sudden they in a pitiful case. Now they're crying, they want help, and there ain't no remedy for them. You know?
Right.
Wisdom of Solomon 8:13. Moreover, by the means of her I shall obtain immortality, and leave behind me an everlasting memorial to them that come after me.
It's talking about wisdom, man. Why? Because through wisdom. Read that again, brother.
Wisdom of Solomon 8:13. Moreover, by the means of her I shall obtain immortality.
Yeah, by the means of wisdom you shall attain immortality. Through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, man. You know? Go ahead.
And leave behind me an everlasting memorial to them that come after me.
An everlasting memorial, man. So the elect is going to have an everlasting memorial. Okay, you got, hey, even the Edomites, from like the 1700s to 1800s, they tearing down them statues, man.
Yeah, out of all the great so-called great accomplishments, all those so-called great achievements, all those accolades that they received, all the time they was mentioned in history books, they're losing, their memorials being lost.
Yeah. The memorial is tarnished, man.
Yeah.
You know? With the elect, we're going to have an everlasting memorial, man. We ain't going to have people tearing down our statues, man. You know? And guess what? How the elect is going to get this through wisdom, man.
This is Sirach 44:1. Let us now praise famous men and our fathers that begot us. The Lord hath wrought great glory by them through his great power from the beginning.
It's crazy how everything is so upside down because men get no praise nowadays. The Most High is going to have it to where you have particular men of understanding get praise.
It says, such as did bear rule in their kingdoms, men renowned for their power, giving counsel by their understanding and declaring prophecies. Leader of the people, by their counsels and by their knowledge of learning, meet for the people, wise and eloquent in their instructions.
Right? Yeah, because those are the priests. The priests are the ones that's supposed to instruct the people. The priests is the ones that bring balance to a circumstance. And that's what the Most High is making our nation. A kingdom of, nation of kingdom, a nation of kingdom of priests.
Kings and priests. Yeah, the nation of kings and priests.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, the kingdom, you know, you're going to have a house. You don't have a house here, man. You know, you got to deal with a woman. She might have children already or whatever. You're going to have a whole house, man. You know, servants, all of that, man. It's going to be beautiful, man. And that's worth it, man. You know, it's worth the fight. At the end of the day, you know, the tribulation that we got to go through, hey, we make it on the other side, it's well worth it, man. You know, Lord's will, man.
Exodus 19:6. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation.
Yeah, kingdom of priests. That's what I was. Yeah. Yep.
These are the words that thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel.
You go.
Kingdom. You know, the domicile of the kings, man. You got these other philosophies out here. Oh, I'm a queen, and this. You know, a woman's going to serve her purpose. Our women will be taken care of, man. You know, but they're not going to be on a level above us or equal to us.
Well, find in the scriptures where it was a woman that was a priest. I'll wait.
Yeah.
That word children really says body.
Bunyan.
Bunyan means sons of Israel.
Hey, somebody get Zechariah 8 off the shot. Start at the top. You know? And these are the beautiful things that hey, this is a prophecy, man, of the time to come. A beautiful prophecy, man.
This is Zechariah chapter 8:1. Again the word of the Lord of hosts came to me, saying, thus saith the Lord of hosts, I was jealous for Zion with great jealousy, and I was jealous for her with great fury. Thus saith the Lord, I am returned unto Zion, and will dwell in the midst of Jerusalem. And Jerusalem shall be called a city of truth, and It says, in the mountain of the Lord of hosts, the holy mountain. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, there shall yet old men and old women dwell in the streets of Jerusalem, and every man with his staff in his hand for very age. And the streets of the city shall be full of boys and girls playing in the streets thereof.
Yeah, our people ain't talking about that, man.
They don't believe that can come to pass. You know? Everything that they believe in is something that Esau has to ordain. You know? No way that the Most High can establish his kingdom on earth after all this infrastructure has been established. That shows that what? That Esau Edom is their God. Yeah. Blinded the hearts of them that believe not.
That's why they gonna take that microchip.
Yeah. He's the end all be all to it.
They're satisfied with genetically modified foods, being sprayed with chemtrails.
That's why, not for nothing, there's a lot of people around our age bracket between 20s and 30s that are atheists, man.
Yeah. Yep.
They're like, nah, it can't be a God. And that's the preparation that they want in the minds of our people. And to believe there's no entity outside of what you can see with your own two eyes.
And the scriptures say, when a man departs from the Most High, that's the beginning of pride.
Right.
And that's the spirit that most of these people have. It's proud to believe that there's no creator of this, right?
Yeah. To the point where they bold and they put that shit on YouTube, man. You know? It's a little bit more than something.
This is Zechariah 8 and verse 6. It says, thus saith the Lord of hosts, it shall be marvelous in the eyes of the remnant of this people in these days.
That's the elect, man. The remnant. You know?
It says, should it also be marvelous in my eyes, saith the Lord of hosts. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, behold, I will save my people from the east country and from the west country, and I will bring them, and they shall dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and they shall be my people, and I will be their power, in truth and in righteousness.
Yeah. Hey, that's going to be established, man. Those words, they're going to be soon, man, you know? Because, hey, this new normal ain't all of this cracked up with me, man. Like, I heard you saying, like, who the hell wants to wear a mask all the time, man? You know?
Oh, that's probably
Yeah, who the hell wants to live up under uncertainty, man? You know?
Better not with them that was given a change, man.
Yeah, man. All of these new devices being introduced, bracelets to track people, you know, that are in quarantine. Your rights are being taken away from you gradually. You know? What the hell with this society, man?
Yeah. Well, this commercial on the radio, it says this is the new norm. Leave the pizza box in front of the door.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, leaving food out in front of the door so the bugs can get in. You know?
Either way, he already touched the box, so you're gonna get it anyway.
Yeah.
It's best to get it anyway, so then now you got an antibody to fight it off. So you won't get it again.
You know what makes this strain of corona so, you know, so bad as the other? Because coronavirus always been around. And then what happened to the flu? There's another strain of flu every year. I mean, there's so many questions that, there's so many, Esau leaves so many loose ends. There's madness, man.
It's Isaiah 11 and 1, and there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots. And the Spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him, the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit of knowledge and of the fear of the Lord, and shall make him of quick understanding in the fear of the Lord. And he shall not judge after the sight of his eyes, neither reprove after the bearing of his ears. But with righteousness shall he judge the poor, and reprove with equity for the meek of the earth. And he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips shall he slay the wicked. And righteousness shall be the girdle of his loins, and faithfulness the girdle of his reins. The wolf also shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall live down with the kid, and the calf and the young lion and the fatling together, and a little child shall lead them. And the cow and the bear shall feed their young ones, and lie down together, and the lion shall eat straw like the ox. And the suckling child shall play on the hole of the asp, and the weaned child shall put his hand on the cockatrice den.
Our children are going to be blessed, okay? And the whole earth is going to be changed to a whole another way, man. You know? To the point where you can let your children just go out, you don't got to worry about them, you know?
Yeah, it said you shall play with the. He said our children shall play with the snake. And that's what the asp is. And then basically it was saying that the lion's not gonna kill the cow, you know, and the bear and the cow's gonna be lying down together.
It ultimately represents what? Peace.
Yeah.
No war. No more war.
And so, you know, by the terrible things that we speak about, that's ultimately going to bring the peace of Israel, the peace of all of these so-called Negroes, even the wicked of them, man. Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the true children of Israel, you know? But, you know, ultimately, you know, these things that we speak of, destruction, speak of them because they have to come to pass. You know, but this is for the peace of our people, man. You know, they gotta die, man. You see these niggas walking up and down the street, you know, they gotta die, man. In order for us to get peace, you know?
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 7 and verse 42. He answered me and said, this present life is not the end, where much glory doth abide. Therefore have they prayed for the weak, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past.
The day of doom, with those nuclear missiles in, you know? They talked about the beginning of immortality to come, where corruption is past. And you talk about corruption, those police, you know? What about in the prison system, man? Everybody, Black Lives Matter, police. What about the correctional officers in the prison system, man? It's corruption going in there. Nobody talks about that, man. You hear about it. It's corruption up in City Hall. You know, there's corruption up in the federal government with these different bureaus, whether it be the Department of Health, the Department of Agriculture. It's all corrupt, man. You know, even the money you use is corrupt, man. But that's the end of that. When the nuclear missiles hit, that's the end of that, man.
Verse 44. Intemperance is at its end, infidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown.
Unbelief, you know. There's no belief, you know. People don't believe in the Lord, like the brother said. The Lord's amounts of our age bracket, they're atheists. They believe in atheists. Do as thou wilt, you know. And that's a spirit that came in about around 2007, pretty much, you know. Up in that time, man. You see that more and more.
When Obama came in office.
Yeah. Around Obama when he came in, 2008.
As he was coming in.
Yep, as he was coming in. Before, a little bit before, everything changed, you know.
That's what his old motto was, remember? Change.
Yeah, yep.
Change
Change
the
you can
world.
believe in.
Change you can believe in. Change. He's giving you that change, guy.
And people Jake Ryan at that night.
He was silent.
Yep.
It says, truth is sprung up. It says, then shall no man be able to save him that is destroyed, nor to oppress him that hath gotten the victory.
Yeah. So when the men of the Lord get the victory, the so-called white man, his little remnant, they ain't gonna be able to do nothing. But to submit to the power of Yahweh by Shemel Shah, man. Get a boot up your ass, man. Get a boot, man. They're gonna be getting beat down, hit with scepters, thrown in the pits. All types of stuff is gonna happen to them, man. Scripture say that our heart shall meditate terrors, man. You know? Yeah. We all gonna be catapulted, put you in pits with pythons, man. You know, anything our heart desire, man. Spirit get on us to do it, we're gonna do it, man.
And as we thinking we're gonna do that, we're gonna be like the Most High. We're gonna be like Yahweh Shai, the Most High. As we think something is gonna happen, and it's gonna be all righteous. Like nowadays, you think of something that might be wicked, you know, you gotta rebuke that thought. You know what I'm saying? In the kingdom, we're gonna think all righteousness is gonna come to fruition. It's gonna be a pure, righteous algorithm that the Most High is gonna establish, and it's gonna, you know, the crazy thing is, it's gonna satisfy our flesh. That's the beautiful thing about it. Because you want the deeds of the flesh, but you want it in righteousness. Like you want sex, but you don't want to deal with a woman that already dealt with a man, right? You want a nice piece of meal, right? But you don't want GMO. You don't want something with pesticide. In the kingdom, we want to eat. We want to satisfy our flesh in righteousness, and it's going to be fulfilling to us.
Oh,
you know?
In Ecclesiastes, it says that the spirits that are created for vengeance, right? But it says when it appease the wrath of him that made them.
Right.
So these spirits are created to appease the Heavenly Father. How much more so? When we're in that righteous immortal body, we're going to have access to control those spirits, and they're going to appease us, man.
Yeah.
You know? On command.
Yup.
So this is Isaiah chapter 12, verse 1. And in that day thou shalt say, O Lord, I will praise thee. Though thou wast angry with me, thine anger is turned away, and thou comfortest me. Behold, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is my salvation. I will trust and not be afraid. For the Lord Yahweh is my strength and my song. He also is become my salvation. Therefore with joy shall ye draw water out of the wells of salvation. And in that day shall ye say, praise the Lord, call upon his name, declare his doings among the people, make mention that his name is exalted.
Make mention that his name is exalted, you know, because we're the witnesses. We're going through these trials and tribulations, but what? How about Yahweh Shai is giving us that so we can praise his name. You know, show the world his glory. You know,
And they're gonna be beautiful, man. You will wake up praising the Lord, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Come on, the other monopoly. Hey, you gonna wake up, call the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, scream, you know? You know? It could be like waking up from a nightmare, man. You know?
Yeah. Twinkling of an eye, man.
Up.
Goes back to that suddenness, man. That's how the Most High operates. America's gonna be destroyed in an hour. You know, things is, you know, that's how the Most High operates anyway. Was once the Most High sanctions those angels to do what they do, it's over. Yeah. There's no pulling them back, say, nah, don't do that. You know, once the Heavenly Father sanctions those angels to loose those four winds, kaboom. That's it. I'm gonna read a couple more. Let's get out of here.
Let me finish this real quick. Verse 5, it says, sing unto the Lord, for he hath done excellent things. This is known in all the earth. Cry out and shout, thou inhabitant of Zion, for great is the Holy One of Israel in the midst of thee.
And guess what? Ain't no other nation gonna be singing that song, man. Praising the Lord like that.
Well, guess what? The song is about them. The song is about all the other nations. It's a diss track to them. Was Ja Rule singing 50 Cent? Was he singing that? You know? Was Kool Mo D rapping LL Cool J lyrics? You know, I had to bring it back from my old school cats. You know what I'm saying?
This is Psalms 149 and 1. Praise ye the Lord. Sing unto the Lord a new song and his praise in the congregation of saints. It says, let Israel rejoice in him that made him. Let the children of Zion be joyful in their king. Let them praise his name in the dance. Let them sing praises unto him with the timbrel and harp. For the Lord take pleasure in his people, and he will beautify the meek with salvation. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen, and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord. And that's the song.
Yeah, yep. The diss track for all other nations. Right? To put you in your place. Come on, we closing up. You got one more now?
Yep. This is 2 Ezra 16, verse 8. The mighty Lord sendeth plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightning, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder?
Yeah.
At his presence.
That's right. That's right. So once the Most High sanctioned those orders for this deal to go down, for the judgment to occur, the curtains are going to close. No refund, you know, no price of admission, if you will, no rain check, you know.
Yeah, you can't rewind it.
Nah, no rewind button,
No pause.
you know, none of that. That's it. You know. Got a little more?
Yeah. The earth quaketh, and the foundation thereof, and the sea arise up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also, before the Lord and before the glory of his power. For strong is the right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss. When they begun to be shot into the ends of the world, behold, I thought that was the one where it said like you shot like a mighty archer, and who shall turn it back?
You brought up the point earlier.
Yeah.
You hit the point.
Yep.
That was it. That's the spirit wanted, you know? You know, with that, we'll close, man. Get out of here. Rain, you know, get out of this traffic. You know, they're doing construction and all that. With that, we're going to say, call Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahashai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Shalom, love, party.